When we talk in the study about our hearts, we have to know that human heart is more than a simple pump, just to pump blood to several parts of our body, to several cells, tissues, and organs. Actually, our heart has its own nervous system, and before 1970s, scholars and researchers believe that heart just played the role of simple pump to pump blood to different parts of our body, but based on some groundbreaking studies and research by Lacy's, Armour, and some other famous researchers and scholars, it became clear that heart has its own nervous system, which called as brain of heart, or intrinsic cardiac nervous system, or intrinsic cardiac ganglia, which includes about 40,000 neurons. And same like our brain, this system, or this intrinsic cardiac nervous system, includes ganglia, neurotransmitters, proteins, and also cell bodies. And these factors and elements together structure the nervous system in our heart. And actually, when we say ganglia, ganglia is a cluster of cell bodies that houses millions of synapses that enable neurons to interact with another and transfer or exchange impulses and information with one another. That's why, because of having a particular and independent nervous system, our heart can be active and act independently and receive, process, and exchange information. Actually, most of our cognitive, affective, and also our spiritual and emotional actions and reactions belongs to the informations that processed by our hearts. And when our hearts and brains are in good balance and good interactions and relations between there good relation between our logical activities and cognitive activities and emotional activities, our overall body could act effectively and properly, and we would have a good health. That's why we have to consider that our heart has its own nervous system. It receives information, especially information about our emotional and cognitive functions and reactions. And after processing, our heart, especially the intrinsic cardiac nervous system, or heart brain in our heart, exchange information with the different parts of its own different parts of our heart, and affects the actions and reactions of AC node, AV node, and also exchange information with other organs and other parts of our body, especially our brain. Actually, in durable in contacts and communication between our heart and brains, and the level of interactions and messages that exchange between our heart and brain, most information goes from our heart to our brain throughout the afferent nervous system or section, and just about 20% of information come from our brain to our heart. And that's why we have to know that our heart works a greater job than simply pumping blood, and it affects our daily actions and reactions, especially our emotional and cognitive and affective activities. I'm Dr. Abdul Sarwari. If you want to receive more videos, please subscribe this channel.